What is going on, young men? I am the over 50 guy slash the online dad. Listen, on today's video, real quick, I just want to talk to you guys about discipline. If you've played sports, you've heard that term. Here's the real deal, that all of these videos and all of the advice that I give or anybody else can give you, young men, it is absolutely worthless if you don't have the discipline to do the things to get you to where these people are advising you to go. And make no mistake about it, man, that's what it takes. It takes discipline. And all discipline really is doing what you know you need to do when you don't feel like doing it, right? And I got news for you guys that is going to be more times than you think. Any man, even when I was your age, any man just don't feel like doing certain things all the time, even though you know you should be doing them. You know, I don't feel like going to the gym all the time, but I do it because I know that it's necessary for me to get to where I need to go, to accomplish the goals that I need to accomplish. I don't feel like going to work every day, but I know that it's necessary in order for me to accomplish the financial goals that I have. You know, I may not feel like being in the committed relationship that I'm in, but I know that is necessary in order to accomplish the relationship goals that I have, right? That everything, man, everything that you're going to do that is worth something is going to require discipline, right? I'm telling you guys about building yourselves and not being distracted by the women and the sex. That takes discipline. Listen, it's easy. You know, the opposite of discipline is just ease. Just ease. You know, it's easier to just go this route, right? It is easier for me to just go out here and get drunk and high and have fun and party and do all of that stuff. It is much easier to do that, young man, than it is to, you know, put some constraints on yourself and say that, you know what, no, you know, I'm not going to do this every night because I have a goal over here that I'm trying to accomplish. It's talked about that in sports a lot, the ideal of pushing yourself, right? Because it's easier not to. Listen, it is 10 something at night. I've been working all day. I would much rather go and climb in my bed. It's discipline that has me in front of this camera pushing play. Right? It is going to be disciplined men that is going to get you up out of the bed in the morning and make you go out and do the things that you know you need to do to move ahead in your life, right? And that's something, man, that you're going to have to develop. Discipline is something that you will ultimately have to develop, right? And you develop it by pushing yourself to do things even when you don't feel like doing them. If you're just turning 18 or if you're younger, you know, somebody was covering the slack for that for you when you didn't feel like doing these things. You had mom and dad covering the slack for that. But now that time is over. That time is absolutely over, man. It is time for you to develop that muscle, develop that discipline, right? That is going to make you get up out of the bed when you don't want to, right? That's going to make you get into the gym and start taking care of yourself. That's going to make you, it's discipline that makes you take the long, hard look in the mirror at yourself and say, I need to make changes and actually do the things that it takes to make these changes, right? You see undisciplined people all around you. You see it in the way they look. You see it in the way that they act. You know, it is discipline that keeps me on my job from cussing out supervisors who talk crazy to me. It is discipline out here in these streets that makes me aware of the fact that I ain't this type of dude, so I can't go everywhere. I ain't a street dude. You know, it would be easy to just kind of fall in line and kind of act that part and do what other dudes do and, you know, talk that talk, walk that walk. But no, discipline says I ain't that dude. right? So I'm going to stay in my lane. So discipline covers a whole lot of different areas, man, a whole lot of different areas. And you're going to have to develop that. We're talking about building yourself into men with options and means. That just don't happen automatically, young men. It just doesn't. That is as a result of living a disciplined life. And you need to start doing that now. How do you do that? How do you build discipline? It's simple. Whatever goals you set for yourself, that you perform. That whatever goals you set for yourself, that you carry them out, even when you don't feel like it. The more you do that, the more you would develop that discipline muscle, right? But when you give in, every time you give in, that muscle gets weaker, young man. You set a goal to, be at the gym 5 days a week or 3 days a week, right? And day one you go, but day two you don't feel like it. Then day three you don't feel like it. That muscle gets weaker. What needs to happen is, you know what? If you ain't dead or dying, day 2 and 3, I'm doing this because this is what I said I was going to do, right? People will respect you for that, and more importantly, you'll begin to respect yourself. You will know that you are a person that does what they say they're going to do. That's discipline. And listen, you can listen to these videos until you're blue in the face, but without the discipline to carry out, these things or this advice that people is giving you, it's just words. It's just words, and it'll go in one ear and out the other. Listen, building yourself requires discipline. It requires you doing things that you don't feel like doing, right? It requires you to do things that don't have immediate results, right? But you do them anyway because you know that it's necessary for you to do. This is discipline, young men. And again, without it, you're going to have a hard time. You're going to have a very hard time. That's why a lot of young men, they don't succeed because they're so used to people telling them. Nobody's telling them, and they haven't developed that discipline that says, I don't need anybody to tell me to do it. I'm going to go do this because I know it's necessary to do. Most people don't have that. Right? But you can start developing that. You can start developing it today, right? I don't care what it is. Tell yourself something this coming up week that I am going to do, and you stick to it, even when you don't feel like it. That, young men, is how you develop discipline. And if you're going to build yourself, it is an absolute requirement. You cannot do it without discipline, okay? So, listen, that's all I got for today. Listen, I am offering one-on-one coaching for you young men. I'm going to put my email in the bottom of the description of the video. Reach out, put coaching in the subject line so I know what you're emailing about, and I can talk to you about that. But I am offering that to you guys. So, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. It helps the YouTube algorithm. Also, turn on your bell notifications so you know when I put out other videos. Okay? So listen, as usual, I am the Over 50 guy. We'll be back with another one soon.